Hi everybody, this is Philip from besuperproductive.com, the blog about improving your personal productivity. I'm doing a video blog post today because I'm wanting to set a 7-day challenge to improve a particular skill. So it's a challenge for me that I'm going to take, and I'm going to keep you updated on my progress. And I'd really love it if some of you took the challenge too and shared your experiences, because I think it'll be a particularly useful thing to do, and I'm hoping people will enjoy it. So the challenge is around improving a particular skill, and in my case that's around reading. There's two types of reading. There's reading for pleasure and there's reading to learn, and they both involve different amounts of effort from our mind and our brain, and I want to get a bit better at reading to learn. I want to be better at reading something, understanding it, absorbing it, analyzing it, and taking some actions based on what I've read and what my thoughts might be. So that's what the challenge surrounds, and I hope you'll find that interesting and worth doing as well. So I'm going to describe the challenge. There's 3 steps to it, and I'm going to take you through each of them now. Step 1, I'm going to allocate myself some dedicated reading time over each of the next 7 days, and I'm going to start with a small increment, and I'm going to build it up over the 7 days. So I'm going to start with 8 minutes. By the time we get to the 7th day, we'll be on 20 minutes for the day. And the reason being is it takes time to adjust to something new, and I'm going to be really concentrating on this, so I want to build up my tolerance. So we start with a small step and we build it up each day by adding 2 minutes to the previous day's time. And you might think that's really easy and straightforward and you can already do this, and full marks to you if you can. I'm really pleased. That is a particular challenge for me. I'm not good enough at that. So I want to take myself through this challenge and see if I can improve at the end of a week. So to do that, I need to find some time each day where I can be in a quiet space, where I can be uninterrupted, and where I can really focus on what I'm reading. I need to give myself the best opportunity to absorb it and to concentrate on it. I read really quickly as well, and that's a problem. It's fine for pleasure reading because you can let your imagination run with the story. But when you're reading to learn something and absorb it, you actually need to slow your reading speed a little bit and give time for the information to seep into your mind. So it's quite a different experience, and that needs to be taken into account. Step 2 is after I've completed my reading for the day, I'll take a couple of hours just to let it percolate in my mind, and then I'm going to sit down and make some notes. Just bullet points or very brief paragraphs reflecting my thoughts about what I've read. It's not going to be me rewriting the book or a chapter or anything like that. It really is capturing what I felt were the salient points for me as an individual from that piece of reading. So in particular, I'm going to be looking to record 3 things. I'm going to be looking to record things that I liked about what I've read, and things I've disagreed with in what I've read, and also questions I've come up with in relation to the material I've just read on that day's session. And there's 2 types of questions to consider there. There's the question of, what do I think about this? Is it valid? Do I agree with it? What do I like about it? So you want that sort of thought process going on. But you may also find it useful to record some questions about, that's an idea I'd like to research further, and now is the time to do that. So my feeling at this point is those notes need to be brief. We'll see as I go through the week, but I think for it to work, they have to be brief because it's also about time and efficiency. And I don't want to rewrite things, which would be a danger of doing that. It really is extracting what I would call point value from the material I've read. And in this case, I'm looking to improve a particular skill or develop a skill that I don't particularly have. And the intention is that my reading will take me through a series of steps where I think about what I've read, I process it, and then I come up with a set of actions that I'm going to physically take to improve that particular skill or develop it. So the thought process I'm looking to develop is putting myself through between reading and doing and extracting the value. So the next day, step 3, I'm going to slowly reread the notes I made the previous day, and then I'm going to put them away. And I'm just going to let all that knowledge percolate for the next 4 or 5 days, or whatever number of days it is. And I'm going to put a 30-minute appointment in my calendar for 7 days' time to review all the notes I've created during that 7-day period. I'm going to reread them, and then I'm going to write down the specific actions. That might only be 2, 3, or 4 actions, might even be less, that I'm going to take to improve or develop the skill I've been interested in focusing on from the book. I already know that in the intervening days, my conscious and unconscious mind will have spent time thinking and processing and percolating the material I've been reading about. And it may throw up some light bulb moments or thoughts in relation to that material. And it's really important that I'm going to capture those. And they're often startling moments of clarity. They're really valuable. But interestingly enough, despite their astounding clarity, they can be all too often fleeting. So typically I get these in the morning, and if I don't write them down, by the time I get to late afternoon, I've generally forgotten them. And I feel like I've missed something as a result of doing that. So what I am going to do is anytime I get any light bulb moments around this exercise, I'm going to write them down there and then. The 30-minute window should be enough for me to distill out those 2 or 3 key actions that I want to take as a result of my reading. I don't feel like I'm looking for a big long list of things to do. That's not what this is about. It really is for analyzing something and distilling out some core actions I'd like to take. And the object really of the exercise is twofold. One, obviously to improve a skill or develop it, but more importantly, to hone my ability to analyze and decide and come up with something that I want to do. I want to get value from the time I'm spending reading. So if I'm going to spend 20 minutes a day after 7 days, that's a fair amount of time, and I want to know I've got something of value from that. So the exercise is really about me trying to extract value for myself at the end of the day. So what am I going to read? Well, I'm going to read a book about body language. It's something I've been really interested in for a long time, and I have read up on it a couple of times before, but I haven't retained what I've read. I haven't really used what I've read, and I think it's a very useful skill for people in business today. To be able to read what somebody else is saying is important. Body language is such a big part of conversation, and it would be fools to ignore it. So the book I'm going to read, I'm going to hold it up and hopefully you're going to be able to see it, is by a guy called Joe Navarro. He's an ex-FBI agent, and it's his guide to speed reading people. And the book is called What Everybody is Saying. And the things I liked about it was the fact that he's an FBI agent, and it's also speed reading. That appealed to the impatient side of me. But I figured, FBI, they must be good at reading people and understanding people. So he's bound to have something good to say. It's worth dipping in, and it's quite a chunky book. It's a textbook type thing. There's pictures and examples, but it's a lot of text. So there's bound to be a lot in here, and if I can be efficient and get some salient value out of it, then that would be really good. I will do some follow-up posts on my progress, probably some blog posts and probably some video posts. So I'll do a mixture. But I'd really love to have other people take the challenge to pick a book on something that you've been interested in for a while but never really got round to tackling. Take the 7-day challenge, allocate yourself a little bit of time each day to read, make some notes about your thoughts, and at the end of a week, bring it all together and see if you can drive out 3 or 4 key actions you'd like to take. It would be really great if you'll take part in the challenge, and most importantly to share your experience with other people. So tell us what you're going to read and keep us updated on how you get on. You can do that just by posting some text in our Facebook group, or you could record a Facebook Live video and just give us a little bit of an insight into how you're getting on. Details of the Be Super Productive Facebook group are coming up on the slide that shows up after the video. So I'm hoping you'll take part and that we get to hear from you, and I look forward to hearing your experiences. Thanks very much for watching. See you next time.